திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஆடும்பரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமா முகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனியானை சகோதரனே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். பூழியர்கோன் எப்பொழித்த புகழியர்கோன் கடல் போற்றி ஆழிமிசை கல் மிதப்பில் அணைந்த பிரான் நடிபோற்றி வாழி திருநாவலூர் வன்தொண்டர் பதம் போற்றி ஊழிமலி திருவாத ஊரர் திருத்தாள் போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். என் நாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, ஏகம்பத்துரை எந்தாய் போற்றி, பாகம் மண்ணுரு ஆனாய் போற்றி, பராய்த்துறை மேவிய பரணே போற்றி, சிராப்பள்ளி மேவிய சிவனே போற்றி, அண்ணாமலையமண்ணா போற்றி, கண்ணார முத கடலே போற்றி, காவாயி கனகத்திரளே போற்றி, கைலை மலையானே போற்றி போற்றி. வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெருங்கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் மிகச் சிறப்பாக நிகழ்த்தி வருகின்ற த ஹோலி டெய்டிஸ் ஆஃப் சைவம் ஆங்கில தொடரிலே நாம் தொடர்ந்து இந்த உருவமூர்த்தங்கள் அருவுருவ மூர்த்தங்கள் என்பது பற்றி நம்முடைய சைவ சித்தாந்த நெறியில சில செய்திகளை தொடர்ந்து சிந்திப்பதற்கு திருவருள் கூட்டியிருக்கு. This English serial is being supported by our very nice beloved Saivats. Kattar couple, I used to call them Mrs. and Mr. Saravanan. I have to acknowledge my blessings for them because they have taken the initiative to originate such programs for people who are not well versed with Tamil, but very eager to know the details of Saivam, basically the intrinsic details of the religion. The Saivam or the Saivat, the way of Saivam, the way of life, or if you call it as a religion, but I am not interested in calling it as a religion because it is the way of life. I should say like that. It is a way of life. That is, we should not think that we must allocate a portion of our time for God. The whole life should be indispensable without God. We have to take His guidance, we have to take His mercy, we have to take His grace for every efforts in our life. See, when we awake in the morning, from the time we are awake, the minute we come into the state of reality, we must understand that every action is governed and supported and rooted by the mercy of God. Without His mercy, without His grace, I don't think no psyche can move about in this world. See, the whole world is being functional only because of His grace. All the functionality, all the movements or all the actions are attributed only to the grace of Lord Shiva. See, with His source of power, we move. Think of the sun, think of the moon. who supplies fuel to the sun? It burns and burns and burns forever. We get light, we get a lot of heat, everything from the sun. Out of what? It's a source of energy. Where does it get the energy? If you think about it, now not only sun, every particle, every atom is governed by the laws of his nature. We must understand that. So, we are discussing about the deities of Lord Shiva. In Saivam, we perform our puja for the deities. We give a form to him. Whether the form is acceptable by him or whether it denotes him, that is a question asked by other people. These deities or the details of these deities are not given by ordinary people. People blessed by the Almighty, they have only given the details of the deities which we have the form today. So, we worship them only under their guidance, and those people are guiding us in lot of ways without any selfishness. That is very important. Taking care of others' goods and taking care of other people's welfare, these good people, or we call them as Arulalar, the noble persons, they have given the details of the deities. Because they have witnessed, it has been shown by the Lordship itself, Lordship himself, the details of his, the personification. We have already discussed that God takes three forms. God takes three forms. One is form, another one is formless, another one is formless form. These three types of his appearance or his relationship with the souls, especially the psyche, the form is called Maheswaran, the formless form is called Sadasiva, the formless state is called Sivam. So, we must understand the difference between Sivam, Sadasivam, Maheswaram. They may be used to indicate or to denote or to signify the Lord Shiva, but the direct meaning of these names should be understood. If you call Siva, you are referring formless state. If you call him as Sadasiva, you refer him in the formless form state. If you call him Maheshwaran, then you are referring him in the form state. In the form state, he has 25 Murtams that we already discussed. In the formless form, he is called a Sadasiva, that is the Sivalingam we already discussed. The formless state, that is called Arupam, the formless state, Arupam, Aruvam, that is called Sivam. It has also its own significances that we have to discuss in this episode. So, the formless state of Lord Shiva, Arupa, is denoted, the Arupa state is denoted by his 8 special attributes or qualities. For example, the souls, when they take a form, when they take a body in this world. They perform lot of deeds. They yield. They get a lot of yield out of the deeds. If they do a good thing, they get pleasure. If they do a evil thing, they get a sorrowful state or sad things. This is the basic rule. How do they perform goods and bads? Because of their three qualities. Even though we mentioned three qualities, in permutation, combination, and percentage of these three qualities takes innumerable qualities. Soul takes innumerable qualities. The basic qualities Rajasam, Tamasam, Sattvam. They mix themselves within themselves. They mix, and they have a special quality of their own. Whenever they get an experience, the experience is only out of their qualities, their guna. Only because of their guna, they get experience. If they are nirguna, they don't have experience at all. Whatever comes to them, they don't have any experience. For example, if you beat a table, it doesn't have anything to reap out of that action because it is inert. It doesn't have wisdom. It is an inanimate thing. But at the same time, it is not governed by its gunas. If you beat a person, a human being, either he gets angry, is it not? Or he gets afraid of you. So, these qualities or these types of reactions, how are they produced? These type of reactions are produced only out of the gunas or otherwise attributes or qualities. But if you consider the Lordship, Lord Shiva, he doesn't have any such guna. That is why he is called a Nirgunan. He is called a Nirgunan. What do you mean by Nirgunan? Nirgunan means, it doesn't mean that he is not having any quality at all. If there is an entity or if there is an element, it should have some quality, or this animated thing should have some qualities. He is full of wisdom, Lord Shiva, then he must have some his own qualities. But those qualities are not, these three qualities are not made up of these three basic qualities. Our qualities are made up of these three basic qualities, but whereas God doesn't have any traces of these three qualities. Since he is not having any traces of these three qualities, he is called a Nirgunan. It doesn't mean he doesn't have any quality at all. He is one of the three entities. So these three qualities are grouped in two ways. His qualities, these qualities of Lord Shiva can be grouped in two ways. It governs the Arupa state. Remember, we are going to discuss the Arupa state or formless state of Lord Shiva. That is the only remaining thing that to be discussed in the deities of Lord Shiva. A special puja is being conducted for his Arupa state in Sidambaram every day. The puja is performed for his Arupa state. It is called Rahasyam, the secret. The puja is called the Arupa Puja, Arupa Puja or Aruva Puja or Rahasya Puja. It all means the same thing, that is, his Arupa state is being prayed or performed. Puja is performed to his Arupa state. The Arupa state is made up of 8 qualities, or it can be grouped in another form also, that is 3 qualities. As I already told you that the qualities of Lord Shiva can be grouped into 2 forms. One is 3 state of qualities, another one is 8 state of qualities. The 3 state of qualities is, the 3 states are called Sat, Sit, Anandam. These 3 qualities are attributed to the Arupa state. Sat, Sat means ever existing, never ceasing, ever existing. Nityam. Of course, the same property can be attributed to the soul and the impurity, ignorance of Malam. It is common to all the 3 entities. That is ever existing, never ceasing. Ever existing and never ceasing. Okay. Now the second one is the Siddhi, the complete wisdom. Unequal, unchallengeable wisdom of Lord Shiva. It is called Siddhi. And finally, the third quality is the bliss, Anandam. Sat, Sit, Anandam, Satchidanandam. Even though he is called Satchidanandam, the Satchidanandam represents the Arupa state of Lord Shiva. Because when we indulge, they enjoy the total bliss, it happens only in Swarupam. So this Satchidanandam, Sat, Sit, Anandam, these 3 basic qualities, out of which the souls have the Sat quality, a conditional Siddhi quality, and Anandam, total absence. No Anandam at all. No, that's such a quality. Only because of that, the soul is in always thirst of Anandam, always in need of Anandam, the bliss, the eternal enjoyment. It can never be compared to the worldly enjoyments. You understand? So such enjoyment, such a bliss is a special, very special, exclusively the quality of Lord Shiva. It is not the quality of any other thing in this world or out of this world or in this universe. Bliss, total bliss, pure bliss, it is the quality of Lord Shiva in the formless state. That is why the Lord Shiva is ready to take in all the souls into him. He is called Uyirunni by the saint Manikavasa. It gets the total pleasure and it is liberated. It is freed from the miseries it was undergoing through the ages. So, if you just analyze the qualities of Lord Shiva, out of these three qualities, the only one exclusive and a never comparable quality is total bliss, Anandam. I have been telling you that the qualities of Arupa state, formless state, can be grouped in another thing. It is called the 8 qualities of Lord Shiva. என் குணத்தான் தாளை வணங்கா தலை கோளிர் பொறியிற் குணமிலவே என் குணத்தான் தாளை வணங்கா தலை. That's how the couplet says. Thiruvalluvar says in his couplet. If you discuss and understand these qualities, then you are worshipping him in the formless state. These are all the qualities. The qualities make the personification of the Lord Shiva in formless state. I can list out these 8 basic qualities one by one, but we may try to understand the qualities can never be thought of for any other person or any other soul. These are the special exclusive qualities of Lord Shiva. That is why he is the supreme leader, God of gods. No other god which is claimed to be the god of other sects. These are the special qualities of Lord Shiva only. Arnaginathar says, Lord Muruga, Yenkuna Pancharane, he calls him Yenkuna Pancharane. Yenkuna Pancharane, what do you mean by Pancharane? Means this is the cage. Kudu. Yenkuna Pancharane. So the formless state, these qualities are the form of formless. They form the formless. So it is necessary for every devotee of Lord Shiva to know these 8 qualities of their leader. This leader has these special qualities, and that is why he is unclaimed, unchallengeable, uncomparable leadership he is holding. Only if we understand these qualities, we are supposed to understand our Lord Shiva. Okay, now we will go. I will just, for clarification's sake, I will mention the quality in Tamil also, but at the same time, I will give you the English equivalent and also the meaning of the particular quality. The first quality of Lord Shiva is known as Tanvayattanadal. What do you mean by Tanvayattanadal? If you just translate it, that's what we are supposed to do, because we don't have equivalent terms in English. Tanvayattanadal, this is, if you just say it in English, it is called the independency. He is independent, means really independent. Can I call myself as independent? No. I am dependent on so many people, so many things I am dependent on. For my food, I am dependent on so many people. For my water, drinking water, I have to depend on so many people. For travel, for communication, everything, I need others' help, others' support. Without the support, without the help, or without the what do we call that, interaction, without the interaction of others, I cannot live in this world. I am supported by so many things in this world that without those helps or supports, I cannot imagine my life in this world. It cannot be imagined at all. But the Almighty is not like that. If He wants to do something, if He wants to do something, the entire action depends upon His wish. If He wishes one thing, it is executed. That's all. His wishes are carried out without questioning. It's automatically carried out. He is not dependent on anybody. Suppose if I want to execute my wish, it may involve some other persons also, some other person's efforts also. So if my wish is to be executed, those efforts are to be put in. Then I have to depend on those people who are putting those their efforts, isn't that? So I have to be dependent on. If I want to execute my wish, I have to be dependent on so many people. But God is not like that. He need not be dependent on anybody. Sarbilan. Nam Sarbulor. We depend on people, depend on things. Even today we depend on rain for our cultivation. We depend on food for our hunger. We depend on water for our thirst. So many things are dependencies are there, but if you take Him, Lord Shiva is independent of anything and everything. That is why He is able to kick the Yama, the god of death. That is why He was able to drink the poison when it was offered by Devas. All these actions were carried out only out of His wish. Is it not? He is not depending on anybody. He is not asking for anybody. He is not asking for anybody's consent. Upper Swami says very nicely this feature. Tamarkum kudiyalla tanmayan sangaran. Tam arkum kudiyalla tanmayan. நாமார்க்கும் குடியல்லோம் நமனை அஞ்சோம் நரகத்தில் இடப்படவும் நடலை அல்லோம் ஏமாப்போம் பிணி அறியோம் பணிவோம் அல்லோம் இன்பமே என்னாலும் துன்பமில்லை தாமார்க்கும் குடியல்லா தன்மையன் சங்கரன். What do you mean by that? It means that he is independent of anything and everything. If he wishes something, he is carrying it out. If he wants to punish anybody, he will punish. If he wants to grace somebody, he will grace him. Nobody is going to ask him, why you grace this fellow, why you punish that fellow. Can anybody go and ask him? Or will he give explanations why he is doing this, why he is doing that? Is there any competent person to go and ask him why these things are done and why these things are not done? Kartum akartum anyada kartum saktaha. That's how his abilities are described. He may do whatever he likes. He may not do whatever he likes not to do. If he likes not to do, he will not do. If he likes to do, he will do. If he wants to do differently, he will do. Who is going to ask him? Who is competent enough to go and ask him why you have done like this now? Why you have done this like that at that time? When you did the first time, you did differently. Now you are doing it differently. Who is going to ask him? Nobody is going to ask him. Nobody is going to ask him, and no, he is not going to answer nobody. So, Tanvayatanadal indicates the supreme independency of the Lord Shiva. Tanvayatanadal. Very beautifully they have listed here in Tamil. So, the first quality, Tanvayatanadal, is the supreme quality, very nice supreme quality. He would be doing all things according to his vision. Is it not? That is why he is called Mahadevan. Because Devas, they cannot act according to their wishes. Only according to the wish of Lord Shiva, they will be acting. They will be executing their duties. So, the first quality, Tanvayatanadal, that is the independent state of Lord Shiva. He may create at whatever time he needs. He thinks it's needful. He may destroy the whole world at a time when he likes or when he needs to do so. Karappavi karuda karuthudai kadavul. That's how Tiruvasakam goes. He creates, he protects, and then finally he destroys. Is it not? His actions are unique, is it not? Not only these three things, he is also doing obscuration and he is also doing gracing. All these things, 5 actions, he is and he will be doing all these things forever without the consent of. If he is dependent on somebody, how can he execute all these duties or all these things? People may say that Brahma is in charge of creation, Lord Vishnu is in charge of the protection, Rudran is in charge of destruction. But you must be able to understand that these duties are accorded, are awarded, are entrusted by Lord Shiva with these people. They are also they are also souls like us. They are souls. Because of their punyam, out of their good deeds, They deserve this post and status. So to those people who have earned punyam are posted in these posts by Lord Shiva. So it's only a posting done by him. Doesn't mean that Lord Shiva depends on Brahma for creation, depends on Thirumal for protection. Not like that. In Svayana Bodham, he used to say, Sangara Haranane Mudalaha Udaithe. What does it mean? When he destroys, he must bring it back. The power should be vested with him, isn't it? Otherwise, how can he bring it back? Brahma, how can it bring it back when these are taken away by Lord Shiva? Once they are taken away by Lord Shiva means they are under his protection, they are under his control. Then how Brahma gets the power of getting them for creation? So everything you must understand, the independent supreme power of Lord Shiva executes all the duties. He might have entrusted these duties with some people and he may be managing or gracing. So Tanvayattan Adal, if you are able to understand, it is the independency, supreme independency of Lord Shiva. If he wants to execute any wish, desire, he will do it according to his wish and desire. Ichha Sakti. He will do. Nobody can interfere. Nobody can intervene. Nobody can question. Nobody can come near. He will do it. He never requires anybody's help, anybody's support, or anybody's efforts to be put in. That is the quality of Arupam Tanvayattan Adal. We have discussed this sometime before in a session, but I have rushed through these things at that time. Now, since we are discussing about the Arupa state, praise can be offered to him in the Arupa state also. Pujas can be performed for Arupa state also. So many people are doing. In Yogam, how do they perform puja? Only within themselves, is it not? It is performed, that puja is performed only based on these qualities being understood. The next one is Thuya Udambinan Adal. So please understand, all these murtams or deities, including the formless form state, Sadasiva. So all Sadasiva and formless form state and all the form state, Maheswara. When the Lord Shiva assumes these states, when he assumes these states, he needs the body. You understand? But that body should be made of what? Our body is made up of 7 materials: blood, flesh, all these things, bones, all those things. 7 things. They are called Sabda Dhadukal. 7 basic matter. So when he assumes Sadasiva or Maheswara, if he takes a formless form or form state, where does he get the form? It should be a very pure form, isn't it? He must assume a very pure form state. And it is metaphor what means? It is the Thuya Udambinan Adal. That means he only can take the form of grace. Arul Udambu. Nobody else can take Arul Udambu. Suppose he comes for some purpose in this world. He interacts with the people, saints, the good people, or our mentors. The need may arise that he has to mix with them. For example, for Sundarar, he has come down and met him 5 times. For our Upper Swami, he had come to Tirupangili, he had come as a priest. He had come as a priest to give him food because he was very hungry at Tirupangili. So, it is very clear that God takes human form also. It may look like a human form, but it is made up of what? Not like ours. So, that is called Thuya Udambinan Adal, means that he makes his body out of his grace. Arul Udambu. This grace of a body, it needs a special grace to visualize him. He is not seen by everybody, only to those people who are gifted by Lord Shiva are able to see him. For example, if Upper wants to see him, or if Manivasar wants to see him, he offers or he awards the special qualities to these people to visualize him. Otherwise, I may not visualize him. That is why it is not enough he takes a form. He must also give the power to visualize the form. Otherwise, that form will not be visualized by us. We will not be able to see him. Lord Thoniyapar and Lord Goddess Periyanayi came over to bless Tirunjana Sambandar. She offered, Goddess Periyanayi offered the sacred milk to him, to Jnana Sambandar. Jnana Sambandar was able to see them, was able to visualize them, was able to describe them. But the scene was not seen by our Sivapada Hridaya. Even though Sivapada Hridaya was present there, even though Jnanasambandha Peruman says that he is here, see him, he is here, he is not elsewhere, he is here, Ido Yamman, Pemman, even, all these things indicate his close proximity. He was there, he was very much there, the God was very much there, but Sivapada Hridaya was not able to see him. He was asking his son, who gave you the milk? How can you take it from a stranger? He was asking. But Lord Jnanasambandha Peruman, our great Jnanasambandha Peruman, described that he is not a stranger. He is our Lord Shiva. தோடுடைய செவியன் விடை ஏறி ஓர் தூவென் மதிசூடி காடுடைய சுடலை பொடி பூசி என் உள்ளம் கவர் கல்வன். He only gave me the milk. He only came here. With his spouse, he appeared before me. With the kind words, Goddess Periyanayi offered me the milk. He was able to tell him. பொதையார் பொற்கிண்ணத்து அடிசில் பொல்லாதென ததையார் முனிவுர தான் ஏனை ஆண்டவன் கதையார் குழையினன் கழுமல்ல வளநகர் பேதையாள் அவளோடும் பெருந்தகை இருந்ததே. This statement is given by our Lord Gnanasambandha Perumal. He gives proof for for the incident that took place. We are not depending on any other evidence. The evidence is given by Lord Gnanasambandha Perumal, our Guru Gnanasambandha Perumal, or Jnana Guru Gnanasambandha Perumal, by himself. Why must you go in search of other proofs? Is it not? So it is very clear that Lord appears in his form for special people, not for all. That is why for special people he comes with the Thuya Udambu. That is called Thuya Udambinan Adal. This Adal means it is not the original state. It is an assumed state. It is not an original state. He has taken that state. It is only a temporary phenomena. He will go to original state again. That is why Adal means not the original state. Thuya Udambinan Adal. Thuya Udambinan Adal indicates that he takes the form of a special look appearance witnessed only by the special people graced by him. Is it not? Why at all he must take this state, this form state? Because sometimes he has to come down in this state. He will take any step to make the souls to be uplifted. He comes down like anything. If at all he is minding his own state of the greatness, he would not have come down at all. That is why it is called Saulabhyam. In Sanskrit, they will say, those people will say Saulabhyam. Saulabhyam means even though he is very great, he will never mind in coming down. Forgetting his, not minding his greatness, he will come down. He will come down to any level to grace the people, to shower his grace, to uplift, to liberate. He will come down. He will do anything. By all those things, his fame and greatness will never be affected. It should only be boosted at our levels. We will appreciate, we will wonder, and we will be blessed, and we will be very happy about his Saulabhyam. The simplicity. The simplicity. So, Thuya Udambinan Adal, what does it mean? He takes the form out of the grace. Out of his grace, he takes the form, and he gives the grace to specialized people to witness this state. So, these two states are the qualities of formless state. Not only two, there are 6 remaining. Iyarkai Unarvinan Adal, that is the third thing. See, he wants to execute his wish without depending on anybody. He is capable of doing his, performing his, completing his, fulfilling his wish in whatever way he wants. Means he is independent. That we agree. And if he wants to take any form, he can take out of his grace. Any form. Suppose if he wants to do. Okay. He is having wish, he is having any form he likes to take. But the third thing is he must have the wisdom. You take a king, how he gets the wisdom? He gets the wisdom because of his body, his mind. He takes the wisdom from his ministers. He takes the wisdom from other people. He takes that is why his wisdom kingdom is constructed by the wisdom of so many people. Take for example my wisdom. Is it independent or is it complete? No. The wisdom depends upon so many things. I have to refer book. I have to read so many things. I have to recollect so many things. I have to refer what he says, which one will be more apt, which one is more correct. All those things I am deciding by my wisdom, which is not independent, but it is dependent on so many things. Is it not? What goes on in the country? If the king asks, then the minister will ask in turn other people what goes on in this world. Then other people will collect information from the subordinates. Then these subordinates will interact with some people and get the information. So the final verdict that reaches a king might have passed through so many brains and so many people. Is it not? It is not first-hand information. It is a processed information, whatever we receive. But God gets information not from others. He is the source of information. இயற்கை உணர்வின் ஆதல். The wisdom itself is self-sufficient and self-adequate and self-fulfilling wisdom, ஞானம். You understand? That is why our wisdom is known as அறிவித்தால் அறிவது in Tamil, whereas God's wisdom is known as அறிவிக்காமலேயே அறிவது. You know the difference between these two? It's very sharp difference, very sharp difference. Away from other differences, very sharp difference between these two. So this இயற்கை உணர்வின் நாதல், that is possessing independent wisdom. You understand? Wisdom is complete wisdom. It need not be supported by any other thing. That is his jnana sakti. We also have jnana sakti, that is called ichchai jnanam kriya. Jnana sakti we also have, but it is not independent or complete or flawless. It is not flawless. But whereas இயற்கை உணர்வின், that wisdom is flawless, free from any ignorance, pure wisdom, flawless wisdom, support free wisdom. I do not have any other words in my vocabulary to explain this இயற்கை உணர்வு more than this. I think I have made the point clear. By இயற்கை உணர்வின் நாதல் means having a wisdom of wisdom. Then only he can execute his wishes without the support of anybody. Is it not? If I want to execute my wish, then I have to depend on my wisdom. It is not enough. I have to depend on my others' wisdom also. Suppose I want to eat one thing. It's my wish. My wisdom doesn't give you where it is available, how it is available, when it is available. Then I have to depend on others' wisdom. Do you know, I want this, where will I get it? or how can I get it, when I will get it, all these details I have to depend on others' information, others' wisdom. But God will ask anybody to feed all these informations to him? He will never expect anybody to feed him any information. Yes, his knowledge is full and his wisdom is also full. Wisdom is inherent. Knowledge is acquired. Both of them are different. You can acquire knowledge, but inherent wisdom is always there. But our Lord Shiva is naturally not, we are all equipped with artificial intelligence or artificial brilliance, artificial things. We may pose as if we are very intelligent, but we may not be really intelligent. That is why it is called artificial intelligence. Even though artificial intelligence is exterior to other, already we have an artificial intelligence. So, this Iyarkai Unarvin Adal I have explained to some extent. With this I am going to conclude this session. In the next session, I will continue again from this Iyarkai Unarvin Adal, because I have to clarify some more details for this, and we will do this in the next week. And before concluding this session, I want to chant 5 times the 5-lettered mantra. Kindly follow me. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Tiruchittambalam. On behalf of Jnanathiral, online classes for Sivajnana Bodham are being conducted. The classes commences from January 2022 on the weekend. This next weekend, the classes will be conducted. People interested may register themselves. We have given the phone numbers here. You can contact our PRO and the coordinator. She will be able to guide you. It is a very, very essential and useful class to furnish you all the information in Saiva Siddhanta. The uncomparable book done by our Sri Meigandar. There is no such nool in the whole world. It's an uncomparable book, Sivajnana Bodham, clearly indicating the relationship between the Padi Pasu Pasam. So, this book is being taught by classes. Every month 2 classes we are going to have of 2 hours duration each class. It is a very, very nice opportunity. I request you to avail this opportunity. You may join the class and get benefited. With this I am concluding this session. Once again, I have to acknowledge the service rendered by our Qatar couple, Mrs. and Mr. Saivam. They have sponsored this program. With due regards, we acknowledge their motive, and God will bestow His grace upon them. Tiruchittambalam. தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கு இறைவா போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோஹரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.